Good morning. Today is Saturday, December 2nd. I wasn't able to make a recording yesterday. I had a family emergency I had to take care of. So I wasn't able to do anything during the day, but the market is closed now. So let's take a look at what has been happening. So, taking a look at QQQ here, we'll see that we are at the height of for the last 52 weeks. If we pull back a little bit, look out at the 2 year or maybe even 5 year. Let's take a look at the 5 year. We'll see that the top is kind of around here at 403. We are at 389. And right now my thought is that we don't really have much of a catalyst for anything. Naturally, stocks and so on tend to revert to the mean. So naturally, we would be more inclined to fall back down to at least the 20, if not the 50. But with Christmas shopping and everything else going on, I really don't see, and the end of the year, I really don't see any need to kind of go down. Just for sentimental purposes, I guess. I could see it going up to try to reach this high. Is this an all-time high? Let's take a look at the max. Yeah, it would be roughly an all-time high. I can see it trying to get up there, at least in December, and then in January maybe continue for a little bit, and then fall, because we are still dealing with higher interest rates that will be held there for a while. So though people might be enthusiastic about the Fed cutting rates, the rates are still high. And inflation, I never truly trust those numbers. I mean, they look at the month to month and they say it's decreasing, but you can tell where inflation is by the products that you buy, and you can see what's happening. So the only thing I know, eggs aren't as high as they were anymore, and gas has definitely gone down. But outside of that, as I do my budget for 2024, I have to raise the prices of everything. So they are still going to be high. So we will see how that transpires. So how does it impact my Model 1 and what I'm doing here? So in the spreadsheet, you'll see that right now my exposure is at around 88% with 29.5% truly invested. I can go all the way to 60, but because we're kind of close to the top of this chart, I don't want to add any new money. I'm just going to allow this money that I currently have to do its thing. It's not going to go up as fast as QQQ because it's only 88%, but it's still going to make some traction. And at some point in time, it's either going to reach 100% naturally by itself, or it will fall behind, at which point I would add a little bit more to get it to close to 100%, or it just sits there and I collect interest from the money market fund and the dividends from this TQQQ as well. So looking at performance, and pretty soon I'm going to be shifting this to the 6-month chart because pretty soon there's going to be enough data to support that. But over the last 3 months, you'll see that September, NASDAQ 100, S&P 500 were down 5%. This portfolio was down 2%. In October, it was down around 7. We were down minus 3.5. And then in November, we were up 4.24%, whereas NASDAQ 100 and S&P 500 were up 2.95% and 1.15. So we've been above what's been happening with the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 for the last 3 months. Eventually, our first month is going to start dropping off, and we will, because we were just starting here, so this kind of lowers it a bit, but eventually we're going to be moving over to the 6 month view, and then take a look from there. In the 6 month, we're trailing a little bit, but that's because we hadn't really started doing anything. So all in all, this is the kind of the performance that I've been expecting. I don't expect it to necessarily beat the Nasdaq 100, especially since we're not even at 100% yet. But I do expect it to beat the S&P 500. And the goal here is to beat it over a 3-year period. So eventually it's going to get to the point where we're looking at 3 years, but we're not there yet. Okay, so that is all I have for today. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and good preparations for the holidays.